it's me, Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to get started with a speed build. And this is actually my first speed build since I've had my gaming PC and my channel back up and running. So that's kind of the plan for today. We're going to go ahead and get started with it. We have a sleepy Luca back here, and the cats are kind of wandering about here and there. I just hit my desk. But yeah, we basically are going to make like a little family cottage on the water and make like a little pond area around them. So almost like a half moat, if you will. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on with it. I hope you guys like it. All right, we are going to dive right in. Kind of showing off the lot there. We're doing the Cordelia's, what do they call it? Cordelia's Secret Cottage. I can see it up there on my recording software. But yeah, I'm gonna have to mute the actual audio for the speed build because right now it's playing like a sped up version of the build soundtrack that you just like get when you're building. And that's really interesting because I was not expecting that. But yeah, you can see I am trying to go ahead and go right in on the back right hand corner of this lot. In my head, I really like the yard to this lot being close to the river or the creek over there, because it's on that left hand side of the lot. And yeah, I really like utilizing that area whenever I play on this lot. Of course, eventually you maybe stop fishing as much, but I do just think it's beautiful, and yeah, this is one of my favorite lots in the entire game. But to stop yammering on about the lot itself, I wanted to do some sort of like pond or like it honestly it took the shape of like a half moat because it doesn't go all the way around it. So the house is not entirely on water, if you will. But I did put like a little area that's like a bridgeway effectively. I think we're about to do that right now. But yeah, this is just a little walkway to get across the water. So I end up messing with the terrain quite a bit as we go through this. I don't know, something about it, like I wanted to put ducks in, and you'll see a little bit later I really struggled with the ducks. So there was just a lot of like maneuvering with the actual pond itself that I had to do. But I tried to keep this house relatively conservative on the budget, because I am one of those people that can just go all out with the budget, and why not? Sometimes it's just kind of funny that way. Funny, I don't know if funny is, I mean, it can be funny, I guess, if you want it to be, but it's just more fun, and I really enjoy playing with no budget. However, I was really trying to not go super crazy with the budget on this one. So I think it ended up being right about like 34 or 35,000. So a little more expensive than a starter home. However, it is technically like a 3-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, 1 office, 1 bathroom space. The 1 bathroom does have a bathtub. However, it is only accessible through the master bedroom. So that is kind of one of those like weird, quirky things that I don't know. If you were playing in this lot, that could get annoying, but I don't know. You win and you lose some whenever you're playing in like kind of a small cottage style. And that's the mentality that I had when I was trying to make the inside floor plan. But yeah, on the outside, that is a green paneling with some stone, and I just really tried to keep my packs in mind when I was like going through. I was using a lot of high school years, Cottage Living. I can't really remember what else. I did the entire toddler/infant nursery in basically like a pastel pop vibe. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that the energy of this house was pretty cute, but it's definitely a little more like charming and not exactly like super modern. It's definitely like just lived in. It seems lived in. But there's nothing wrong with that. What else? I guess sometimes I try to think about like, do I have updates? And I always have updates on life. It's just a matter of like where to begin. So I don't know. I guess there is the fact that I am, I almost said 24. How funny. Oh my God. I am 34 years old now. My daughter just started kindergarten. I don't know, just everything is always moving. Life is perpetually just like flinging us in a forward motion, and I'm just kind of like trying my very best to keep strapped in and just down with it. You know what I mean? Just down with the program, because it's crazy out here, and this adultinghood is wild. But yeah, kindergarten is going to be hopefully a really big year for little Ember. I feel like I don't say her name on my channel very often. But yeah, little Ember is going to have hopefully just a year full of growth and happiness, and like maybe even a friend. I don't know. Last year she had like one little girl that really liked her. And we just never actually did like a full hangout or anything, because they were 4 years old, and Ember is very much like kind of in her own world, and just she did not seem I don't think it was like anything personal to this little girl. I think that Ember just like does not know the concept of friends yet. And so she's like, yeah, sure, like this little girl wants to take me and go play, and like, I'll go with her, but like, what is friend? I don't know what friend is. So, we're still growing, and it's just so much fun. It's very interesting to watch from this perspective, because I remember what it was like being young, and somewhere around first grade, I think it was when I had my first like best friend, if you will, that I was like, no, you're my best friend, like forever kind of vibe. So she's getting close to that, but I just don't know what that's gonna look like for her. So very exciting things will just be in the works for the next few years as she just continues to grow, because she just turned 5, so she'll just keep growing on me, and there's nothing I can do about it but just be excited to watch it happen. So yeah, back to this house, you can kind of see some of the vibe coming along, some more of the like color patterns that I've picked and stuff, and the living room and bedroom are very cottage living, because I try to use a lot of cottage living in this world. I'm sorry, side note, you're about to watch me struggle really hard with these windows. But I did try to use a lot of cottage living with this house, because this is the world that we're in. But also, it's just one of my favorites, and I feel like it's probably a commonly purchased pack next to Seasons. I think that like Horse Ranch and Cottage Living are a couple of like the favorite packs in the community. I could be wrong, but that is just kind of my consensus whenever I'm looking into and just kind of being a bystander to the Sims community online. But yeah, I am really happy with how this house turned out in the end. I think that there is a good balance of decoration on the like inside and outside without breaking the bank entirely, because like I said, she is like 35,000 simoleons in the end. So yeah, I did try to have, like, I just placed a bunch of pillows around, and some of the accents going in up here, kind of like around the frame of the house. I really just wanted to have some like accents overall, and kind of just add some detail, if you will. So I really tried to do that. And now this is one of my favorite parts of the speed build, probably. I don't think I bounced around too much, but we do go ahead and make like this bookshelf area, where that is like definitely a focal point for this house, because there's not a whole lot of storage space. I do go ahead and bring this together really quick. I think I'm like still grabbing items here and there for like what I want to place. But I wanted some skill building stuff, and I really just loved the extra storage, we'll go back into the living room in just a moment and we'll like clutter it up. And that was one of my favorite parts. It's always one of my favorite parts whenever I'm building. But I do have ADHD in a very serious way. And so a lot of times when I'm going through the clutter objects, I'll see something that I'm like, ooh, I want to put this in the kitchen, or I want to put this in the bathroom. And so I have like a very serious issue about trying to just like pull objects out and spread them around the house. But I think I did a pretty good job at just going through and trying to grab some things for this area. I was gonna say I'm fairly certain I still kind of bounce around a little bit here and there because I cannot help myself. I'm like, well, the house is small, you know what I mean? Like I can bounce an item over to the living room. It's just right there. The living room, the bedroom, from the living room to the bedroom. But yeah, I tried to just add some little homey touches. So we have an Xbox up there on the shelf to play with. There is the hat on the console table next to the TV as well that I thought was fun. This item I think is literally just a lamp, that purple lamp. I don't think it does anything as far as like being a stereo or anything. However, I really just like it. I think that it's a vibe. It is a vibe. It looks like it could be a stereo, but yeah, I don't think it is. So your fun in this house is definitely going to be central around this. And I mean, of course, I did put a computer in, so there are a few items in here as far as the electronics go that are going to get your fun up. So TV, computer, a little gaming console. So yeah, it's not lacking too much. I'll say that. Oh, I'm trying to think what else. I think I end up putting like a little meditation spot on the front patio. There are some gardening planters that go out on the yard. Because I kind of envision that everyone likes to play with garden stuff as much as I do in this game. But I don't really know that, right? So in my head, gardening is one of my favorite things to do, so I feel like I almost always put it in my builds. So that is definitely something being in Cottage Living, right? So I put the ground planters that come with Cottage Living for the oversized plants if you want to use them. And then what else? I put like bees and grub worms out there in the backyard or side patio area. There is a chicken coop. Chickens are probably my favorite to play with. I do really like the llamas and the cows, but I kind of like how the chickens are a little more free from their object, and they're able to kind of like end up in the house sometimes if you know your stairs are not stairs, I'm sorry, if it's like ground level and stuff, like they just kind of follow you around sometimes, and I think that the chickens are really fun. So yeah, I've got chickens here. Grub worms and bees, I think I already mentioned that, but to just reiterate, grub worms and bees. But yeah, I did do like a little cluttering on this area, and I honestly, I could have made this a bit shorter. But I thought that it would be kind of fun for anyone who's ever interested in like the process here. But also just like to watch me struggle is kind of funny because I move this stuff around so many times. So many times. And I'm like, ooh, okay, well, not quite. Maybe this way. And then I add a candle. And when I add the candle, it's like, ooh, okay, well, that's also kind of confusing. So it's just like a whole balance of trying to get everything to fit in here just right. You know, just right. But it's really fun. Honestly, cluttering stuff like this is one of my favorite things to do. And I know I just said that when I was talking about the bookshelves, but yeah, I really like cluttering objects in The Sims. I think it is just so much fun to like make a library and put like books everywhere, books on the ground, especially now that we have the book kit, like the kit that I used for the bookshelves even. But what is that? Book Nook kit. There we go. But yeah, there's like stacks of books in that kit, and you're able to stack them like as high as you want. So you could have like almost floor to ceiling stacks of books like back in a corner of a room, and that is just such a vibe to me. It tells a story of like Beauty and the Beast vibes. And I just think that that is hilarious. So, but I live for that sometimes. I really do. Well, let me see here. What are my other thoughts around this build? It's very cutesy. I used a lot of the like colors, as you can see. In our bedroom, we had like a kind of a green and pink thing going on. And here, there's a lot of purple everywhere. But then I end up putting a blue lava lamp from Strangerville. And honestly, the lava lamp makes it look very like dark in here. Um, Granted, I got rid of the overhead light, that like little subtle saucer light, mostly because I didn't want the saucer light to flood it with too much light. So I was trying to like make it look kind of vibey in here and dark on purpose. But then I just couldn't quite figure out the lighting from there. I tried to add some like standing lights and none of them were really fitting really good. So then I think I ended up adding the like toddler pack lights on the wall. And then I also added some neon lights from the high school expansion pack. So there was basically just like a lot of subtle lighting in here, and I couldn't decide in the end if I liked it or not. However, I was kind of over trying to figure it out, so I left it and decided that we were just going to sit with it. And if anyone downloads this house and they absolutely hate how dark that room is, they want to lighten it up. This is me thinking that I might put a light back in there, but I think, yeah, I just put like a wall light over here, as well as the neon lights. And that was really my go-to to like solve the problem, was just like, yeah, add like a cute little fairy light from Cottage Living. All the fairy lights with the lava lamp, that is the lighting in that room. So yeah, it's kind of dark in there. And I, like I said, I don't know if I like it or not, but I was trying to create, like in my head, gaming, I don't like to have a lot of lights around me when I'm gaming, because if you're using a ring light, that is a light, right? And then your computer screen is a lot on your eyeballs, especially when you are over 30 like I am. So in my head, I like to have like a dark surrounding, a very vibey environment while I'm gaming, if you will. So yeah, and those curtains, oh my god, they match perfectly with that stuff. Those curtains are from like, oh man, what are they from? Like the growing? No, I think they're from the high school pack actually. I can't actually remember. I've kind of been out of touch with what comes with what anymore. But sometimes I know, sometimes I don't. It's hard to remember everything anymore though, because there are so many packs in The Sims at this point. But yeah, I think that this little space for the infant room that I made, it'll be very easy to turn into a toddler room. And then because it is 3 wide at its peak there, 3 by 4, you can technically turn it into a child's room as well. You do have room for a regular singular bed. So I hope that like if someone ends up playing in this house, it would provide like a little bit of growing room. But yeah, I think that the kitchen was one of the last spaces on the inside of the house that I wanted to decorate. And I did try to give us some sort of like little cooker's corner with like the knives, and I did move the books into the corner as well so that they could kind of look like cookbooks. I know that there are cookbooks in some of the packs, and I probably have them in my game, because they're from like the Home Chef Hustle has some. And I like to just put regular books in the kitchen sometimes, because the cookbooks that come in the packs and stuff, they're always like stacked in weird ways and like falling over their stack, and it just is not always the vibe. It's really not, because you need to put something like that like on a countertop, and I didn't want to do that here, so yeah, regular books it was. But I think overall, we're about to move outside. We're going to kind of like start to wrap up this area. So I did try to have like a little bit of everything outside for everyone. So there is a tent outside for children or toddlers where you can get their imagination skill up, or they could take a little nap out there and listen to the birds if they want to. But then I did get hit with the terrain paint glitch at some point in this build. I had like saved it, shut it down. I came back the next day to finish it, and all the terrain paint was gone. And I was like, oh my god, no! But I mean, it's bound to happen every now and then. I don't get hit with that bug very often. But of course, my first speed build back, and I get hit with it. So that seems kind of fitting. But so I'm just kind of trying to like squeeze some different trees in here, landscaping, trying to figure out where I'm going to place everything in the end. Because I decided that I really liked a tree up in that front corner instead of like next to the house. So next to the house, we just added some extra plants and stuff like that, and then I left this tree up here because again I liked the way that it looked right up there on the edge of the lot. And I don't really know if I love or hate the mailbox being like at the end of that wall. It's in a really random spot, but at least there's a mailbox, and that's really all that can be said about that sometimes. What else? I feel like I'm kind of running out of things to catch you up on this build, because I kind of have already talked to you about this backyard area, and I don't know. We're going to be doing a tour on the house here in just a minute, and we're going to just kind of go through and look at it in a little more of like a first-person view, if you will. But yeah, my gallery ID is going to be linked in the description. My Instagram, all that stuff is always linked in the description. So if you do want to download and play in this house, you are, like I said, you are welcome to change it in any way that you would like to. Absolutely welcome to do so. So yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button, and I think that it is just about time. I'm about to pass you guys over. Oh, sorry, I'm playing with the water. I forgot that I was deliberating on the color of the water, but you know, when in Rome, you're just like, do I make it murky and dirty, or do I leave it kind of pretty? And I left it pretty. Okay, we are here on the lot. We are ready to go ahead and do a tour. I think I'm gonna bring my keyboard a little closer to me. So yeah, this is the house. We are up here on the Cordelia's lot or something like that. There is a little wild fox right here. I think I'm gonna press play though, mostly because my sim is a solo sim, and that way we can get a lot of the live effects happening. So I want to go ahead and just take us straight inside. I do want to maybe take a screenshot right. Oh, she's walking inside. Okay, I'll wait for her. Because with the ducks, though, I didn't get a shot with the ducks. I did set this house up for like a starter family. So if you so desire to come in and start a family, there are some play areas around. The light is actually off center from the door, and I'm really sorry. It's because I had to move the door, so I didn't realize. But yeah, so when you come in here, you are effectively met with like a very small living space. There's not a whole lot of room to mess around in here. So when you come in, you've got like the thermostat, the couch area. There is an extra little seat. And then I have like this gallery wall behind the couch, which I do think is pretty cute, but you know, there's no denying that it's small. Oh god, we went too low. Okay, so moving forward, we have like the little kitchenette area right here. Very small, and very demure, if you will. Are we still doing that these days? Yes, probably. But it is very modest in here. So it's tiny. And so there is like this whole space here, which is a very large built-in bookshelf area, and I don't know, I just felt like it added something to have like just all sorts of nonsensical knickknacks, and there's some gaming stuff on here as well. And then mostly through here is where we're gonna find a lot of the, like, I guess I'll take you in the master suite, the main quarters first. So it's pretty, again, very modest everywhere that you go in here. So we have, I'm so sorry, I'm leaving it here at this point because I, first off, didn't know that the ceilings were that color blue, and I didn't remember leaving that there. So at this point, it is staying there next to that painting in a really awkward place. That's not where I meant for it to be, but master bedroom. Very, very small. She's not offering a lot. You know, you've got a little bit of a bedside table over here. This window is actually backwards. That's why the stone is inside. I didn't realize that till later. And again, it's staying. It's staying that way. So you got like a little mirror moment next to your mirror, double mirror action, if you will. I didn't actually mean to do that. It just kind of turned out that way. And then we do have like this little area of like clutter, which I thought turned out pretty cute. It did take me a long time, and I left some of that or most of that in the speed build because I just thought it was kind of funny to see how much I deliberated. And then in here, again, I deliberated a lot with the lighting, and I still don't know if I like it. I wanted to do something kind of funky in here. I think that I could have done like a purple or a pink lava lamp, and it might have made more sense, but the choices were made, and we're just going to stick by our choices. So turning around to kind of look at the other angle, we do have like, you know, cute little setup here. Like this does look like it could be a great setup for your sim over time, but I don't know. The blue, it's kind of weird. The cow plant is not as weird. The cow plant is pretty cute. What is she doing? You know, she's probably trolling the forums or something. And then we use some neon lights. So overall, it's fine. It's fine in here. It kind of upset me, the lighting did. And then the room next door is what I would call a nursery room. It is set up for a like toddler or definitely an infant right now. But if you wanted to put a toddler in here, all you would need to do is convert the bed, and it's very much set up for a toddler as well. And then same for a child. I think there's room in there for a child. So I'm going to go out of tab mode. Pardon me. Let me get off the roof here. Off tab mode. Oh, we have a bunny approaching. Oh, stop. I'm not here for you right now. Okay, well, but like, I'm just, you know, trying to take screenshots. Okay, well, over here, it doesn't actually seem to be working. Do I need to like turn it on or something? What's happening? I thought this was the waterfall one. Well, I'm a little confused. This is the waterfall rock back there, and it just does not seem to be doing anything of the sorts. So I do have it kind of set up. I don't know. I think that this is kind of weird. I'm not going to lie to you, but I left the mailbox kind of close to the front walkway here. I just didn't want it directly over in the front walkway because it felt more in the way over there. So after you get past the mailbox, you have this nice little like yard space. Let me go up in the right direction. So we have like a little patio area off to our right. I'm trying to get us more in the center here. So patio area over here. Oh, the table is floating. No, it's not. That's just the seat. It's supposed to be floating. Okay. I don't know what's floating and what's not anymore. So we've got bunnies hanging out everywhere. I do think that I'm going to go ahead and try to set up to do a little shot, if you will. Yeah. But then, yeah, over on this side, we have the area for your chickens. There's also some stuff for bees, grubs, anything like that. Very excited to see how someone would, like, I don't know, spruce this up a little bit. Because I feel like there's great potential. So yeah, this corner is very quiet right now, and the vision is that whoever would move into this would maybe want just like a starter area for their crops. Maybe they don't want a starter area. Maybe someone wants like a farm that's a little more established with like hedges around it and stuff like that. But I didn't want to make it too big. If I made it too big with too many, like, I'm sorry, let me start over. If I didn't want to make it too expensive, so if I made like hedges all around the fence line and stuff like that, it would have been really expensive. So I didn't do a whole lot of extra landscaping on the front side, just simply because I was trying not to. Oh, we have a welcome wagon here. Oh, okay. Look, she's going to have enemies everywhere because I'm never, ever, ever going to establish a welcome wagon, but maybe we should, well, we'll give her her moment. But yeah, I think that is everything that I have for you guys. I am going to, Danica is her name, huh? I had no idea. Okay. But welcome wagon with a child. But yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this house. I do have it on the gallery. I say that. Let me double check that really quick, actually. Family starter oh my goodness. Family starter cottage is what I called it. I do not actually have it shared to the gallery just yet, so I think I'm going to wait until I actually get this video posted to do that. That's normally what I do. No, actually, I'm just going to share it to the gallery right now. Because I did have it saved, so I tried to use as little packs as I could, and wow, I still used a ton of packs. So that's embarrassing, actually. I'm kind of like, what did I use from, is this Strangerville? What did I use from Strangerville? Show used items. Oh, the lava lamp. Okay, fair enough. Touche. Okay, they got me. They got me with that one. All right, well, on that note, I am going to go ahead and wrap this speed build up right here. Download it if you want it, change it however you want to. You're always welcome to tag me on Instagram. My handle on Instagram is just Freckledsimmer. Yeah, all those things. Follow me, like it, all those good things. I love you. Bye.